Hi Noor, hi Anissa, how you doing?
Hi, doing great.
Hi, Gareth.
Can I ask you both before you start to grill me, how did you both get connected with the Prince's Trust?
So I got connected by Get Into Retail. It's a program through Gap. So I did a 30-day long program where I get to train in one of the Gap stores, and I worked to become a senior sales associate.
I approached the trust to do the enterprise program, which helped me set up the business that I'm currently running. How have you kept your team motivated during these difficult times?
Our work with the players is usually during the time we're in camp together and we've got our games. So we have them for maybe 60 days a year. And then outside of that, we try to stay connected with telephone calls, Zoom calls. Usually I would visit their training grounds. With the broader team of staff, that's been a lot more difficult because day to day we've not been allowed to go to the office for the best part of 6 months now, and so to keep people connected and to keep people focused on what our vision is a little bit more difficult. Keeping in personal contact as much as you can is a really important part of keeping a team motivated.
And what advice would you give to young people at the moment, many who are feeling less hopeful about the future at the moment due to employment or education opportunities being disrupted?
My children have had school and university affected, and they're both talking to me now about what is the future going to be, what are the job prospects going to be, what opportunities will there be. I can understand for younger people because 6 months in my life isn't as big a chunk out of my 50 years as it is for you guys who are younger. It's a much bigger percentage of what you've been through, and be reassured that the world has been through these sorts of things before and come through them. The biggest thing I think we've to develop is adaptability and resilience. To be able to train and adapt and learn and be resilient, they're really, really important skills.
One piece of advice would you give your younger self, and what would it be?
Not to beat myself up quite so much. You know, I worked with sports psychologists in the past who said you have two parrots on your shoulder, and one is telling you to go for things and to do things, and the other's telling you why you shouldn't and why you can't. I definitely, when I was younger, listened too much to that voice saying, you won't be able to do that, and you were rubbish today, and you know, you're hopeless. So we've got to give ourselves that break by saying, no, actually, I am good at these things, and they're the things I've got to build on. You can build on your strengths as well as starting to get a little bit better at the things you might not be so good at yet.
How would you describe your leadership styles?
As the leader, I think you've got to use different styles at different times. I'm always thinking about what's right for our people, whether that's our staff or our players, and trying to help them to achieve as much as they can in their own lives whilst trying to bring the team together to get results for the team. I'm usually trying to get other people's views and include them, but there are moments where I have to take a decision, and some decisions have to be made quickly, and if you don't make them quickly, then people get frustrated and they want to move forward.
How have you remained resilient and adapted to all the changes the pandemic has brought?
What I'm recognising when we're working with the team is that there are so many things that are changing quickly. I think the adaptability for everybody is one of the biggest challenges, and long term, in a few years' time, that might actually help us, because I think we've been generally changed the way we've worked over the years, and maybe we haven't had to adapt as quickly as we have in this period, and I think it will help us in the future when, all being well, things calm down a little bit.
How did you feel about today's session in regards to the Future Leader programme?
It mirrors some of the other coaching courses I've been on within football or within sport qualifications. One of the biggest areas, I think, is learning about yourself, understanding yourself better and why you may react in certain ways, and understanding that isn't necessarily just strengths or weaknesses, but it's kind of how we are. It's how you're wired as an individual, and to accept that